Oh shit. Get the juices flowing. Cacao, coffee, superfoods. So I tried to film this video outside. Turns out there's some construction going on. Sun popped out and it really kind of started to get hot. So I have a list of 17 to 18 free biohacks that you can use to upgrade your life. And by the way, I just had a shot of decaf espresso and a hit of dark chocolate, some raw cacao, just to kind of lift me up, get me going. Didn't want the caffeine because I'm a slow caffeine metabolizer, and I would not sleep tonight if I had that right now, which is about 1 p.m. So on this list, I have 18 free biohacks that I want to share with you. Quote unquote biohacks, that word kind of gets thrown around a lot. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. I'm simply using that word in context of this video as something that we can do to feel better, to increase our energy levels, our mindset, maybe our spiritual well-being, our emotional well-being, whatever it may be, our physical recovery, big list of different things. But things that honestly have helped me get my baseline to above average. The way that I feel normally, just on par, day to day, is fucking insane. It's really, really good, and I almost feel bad because I feel like I'm not putting out enough content so that people can implement these things so that they can feel this good. And that's ultimately my goal, is I just feel so good. I want other people to feel this good as well, because I think the world would be a better place if we all felt really, really good. So on this channel, I've talked, there's supplements, tech, tools, blue blocking glasses, red light therapy. These things are slight investments. They cost money to have or to use, and that's totally fine. I love that. But I also want to deliver some free things that we could do. And in my opinion, this list of things is more important than anything paid for. These are the basics. These are the foundations for what has allowed me to really feel just pretty damn good all the time. And here's the thing though, they're free, meaning they don't cost any money. You don't have to spend any money to do these things, but you do need to spend a little bit of time and some effort to do them. It's not what you do, but it's what you do consistently. So if you are going to try something on this list, and you probably already are trying some of them, maybe except number 5, because just wait till I get to number 5, especially for the men who are watching this, because that one is going to be a challenge possibly for you. You have to do these things, and you have to do them daily. And if you're going to try some of them, don't just try it once or twice and expect a result. These are things that you need to do every single day, because if you want quality results that last in your life, they require daily consistent work. Okay, I want to make that very, very clear. And also, if you are going to try something, don't just try it once, and if you feel good, then just think this is the magic thing, because that could the placebo effect is very strong. You're going to hear me say that it made me feel good, so then you're going to think it made you feel good, but really 3 weeks from now it didn't, and then now you're looking for the next best thing. There's no magic pill, there's no quick fix. All the things that bring results you need to do daily, and they are often mundane, and you probably get bored of them sometimes. That's what happens. You need to do the work. But let's go ahead and get straight into this list. Number 1, sunlight. And I'm not going to go too far in depth on each one, because then, knowing me, this would be a 67-minute long video. But how about let's do this? Let's pull in the comments. If you have a top 1, 2, or 3 topics from this video, let's just do 1 or 2. Let me know the top ones in the comments down below, and I'll read through them, and whatever ones get the most hits, I'll do in-depth videos on those specific topics. Okay, I'm just going to run over through this list, but if you want me to dive deeper behind the science, the mechanisms, practical uses for these things, please let me know, and that way I have more content to roll out to you and for you. So number 1, sunlight. Getting sunlight at the proper times, meaning specifically in the morning or in the evening. But if you can do in the morning, that is ideal. For me, what that has done, and it's not just for vitamin D production, but getting the sun on as much skin as you can on your naked eyes in the morning turns all your biological clocks on, and over time gets them in sync so you produce the right hormones at the right time. It's going to lift your mood up at least 15 minutes. That's what I aim for. Optimally, ideally, I like to do 30 minutes a day of sunlight in the morning between, see, the sun rises now at around 7, between 7 and 10 for the first 3 hours of the day or so, or the last 3 hours. Get that nice, warm, not too powerful sunlight on your skin. It's gonna really do some good. Sunlight is powerful and has really helped me upgrade. Number 2, track your food intake. In the biohacking community, we like to track and quantify as many things as we can. That's why we have Oura rings and heart rate variability trackers, and we track our workouts and we look at our progression and how things affect us. But why don't we track our food intake? I'm not necessarily saying count your calories or aim for a certain, macronutrient ratio. I'm just saying pay attention to what you're eating. Track your food on an app. They're free. My favorite one is Chronometer. It's really, really cool. iOS and Android. I'll put a link to it if you want quick access to it. No affiliation. It's a free app. It's just what I like to use because it also tells you your vitamin intake as well that you get from your diet. It's really cool. So simply, I challenge you to just track your food every day, what you eat, just ballpark. It doesn't have to be exact, for 3 months. That really lets you know what's in your food. And maybe, you're going to the gym, but you're not seeing the muscle gains that you want or the performance that you want. Maybe you need a little more carbohydrate, or maybe you realize that, oh, my protein is so low, it's not enough to really kind of take advantage of muscle protein synthesis. Or maybe you're just consuming too little calories throughout the day, and that's why you're experiencing energy dips. You just need more energy. Maybe you're gaining weight and you're wondering why. Maybe it's because you think you're not in ketosis. No, you're just eating too many calories. Just take a look at what you're eating. I think it's a very powerful tool to learn what's in your food and on how much you like to eat just normally. Don't change anything, just track what you eat. Number 3, movement and exercise. Movement I would classify as something low intensity, not a big stress to the body, a brisk walk, some stretching, something like that. Now, if you went for a walk in the morning, you got the sunlight, 15-minute walk, you just knocked out 2 birds with 1 stone, you got a win for the day, that's optimal. Exercise, I would consider something that activates muscle protein synthesis. You feel the burn, you get the lactic acid buildup, get your heart rate going, high intensity interval training, something like that. I know I don't have to sell you on the benefits of exercise for blood glucose control, for prevention of cognitive decline, for weight management, for metabolism, things like that. I just probably have to sell you on getting your ass out there so you can actually do it. So go do it, okay? Number 4, make love. Have some sex with someone that you care about. When you can have real sex, when you're making love with someone that you love, that loves you back, and you both you climax at the same time, your breaths get in sync. It's powerful what it does for the body, what it does for the mind, what it does for your confidence. It's great. Have some sex. That's free if you have a partner. If you don't have a partner, don't go on Tinder or anything. Wait till you find a partner and then have sex. Okay, that's my advice in that area. Number 5, this is for men. This is hard, at least it was for me, and I'm still going on my journey with this. Semen retention. Yeah, just like holding in your nut. Just don't climax. When, especially if you are addicted to porn, which I used to be as well. Like I used to watch, let's be honest here, I have nothing to hide from you guys. When you can control your sexual cravings and hold your seed, men specifically, and use that to fuel your mission and fuel your purpose, that is so powerful. The first time I read about this was in a book called Think and Grow Rich. It was the first personal development book I ever read when I was 18. And in the book, there's a whole chapter on this. The chapter is, I think it's chapter 8, Sexual Transmutation. And Napoleon Hill talks about using your sexual cravings, your sexual energy, withholding from just random sex all the time, and using that energy, that life force, that chi. Taoism talks about this as well in traditional Chinese medicine, holding your seed, using that for purpose, for real life energy. And it's completely mind-blowing how that actually applies. And some men, I myself may have even experienced the nut hangover, where you bust a nut and the next day or even later that day, depending how early you did it, you feel depressed. And you might not have linked those two together, but it's very common. Men, climaxing and ejaculation is depleting. It's depleting for us. We are releasing our life force, our seed. That is energy for us. On the other hand, women, you can orgasm as much as you want and get nothing but benefit. For men, there's a law of diminishing returns. At some point, it becomes too much, it's too depleting, and you lose life force. You lose motivation. You lose a sense of inspiration and purpose in your life. And it's completely true. When I started actually implementing this, and I have been now for the last few months. Powerful stuff, let me tell you. If you want me to go more in depth on that, let me know in a comment down below. Number 6, sleep in a blackout room. Cover up all the lights, cardboard and tin foil, and an old blanket. That's how I do it. I put cardboard on the windowsill it was just Amazon boxes. I opened them up, taped them together, put that on my windowsill, and then at night I roll down the curtain, which is just an old heavy blanket. I use duct tape to cover up all the LEDs in my room for any electronics that are on, although I recommend turning them off as many as you can, and sleep in a pitch black room. You should not be able to see your face in front of your hand. It's so good for sleep, it's crazy. Number 7, match your internal light to the external light. Match your internal lights at home to the external natural light of the sun. So as the sun starts to dim, as the sun starts to set, start dimming the lights in your house. As the sun sets, turn off the screens and keep it really dark, and use the warm colors that you would find in a sunset, such as orange, red, yellow, amber. Stick to fires, candles, incandescent light bulbs. No bright LEDs. That's circadian disruption. That's doing the opposite of what we want. Doing that has been completely powerful for my sleep. There's no one piece of the puzzle. Like I said, there's no magic pill. There's no quick fix. A lot of these things work cohesively, or synergistically. Candles and incandescent lights, warm colored lights at nights. You will not see me without red lights or orange lights at night. Very powerful for sleep. Number 8, go in airplane mode on your phone more often for 2 reasons. Number 1, we're being bombarded with notifications. Most of us are addicted to the notifications, to the sounds, to the communication, to the dopamine release. Take a break from that throughout the day. Number 2, you will never find my phone in my pocket, not on airplane mode, because of the cell phone radiation. The case on my phone is by a company called Brink, and it's a EMF protecting case. I never talk on the cell phone with it against my head. It's always on speaker, at least 6 to 12 inches away from my head. That stuff is gnarly, and honestly, EMFs and cell phone radiation is scary to think about the harm that it can potentially do, that has actually been shown to do. And with 5G coming, it's insane. I don't even have 4G activated on my phone. I run on 3G, and I keep it in airplane mode whenever it's on my body. I don't put it near my genitals, near my heart, or near my brain. These are just practical considerations for you to go look into, okay? If you don't believe in it, just go look into it, or maybe not, because you might get scared, because honestly, it's kind of scary. Number 9, bookend your days. What do bookends do? They keep the books on the shelf organized and from falling over. If you take control of the beginning and the last part of your day, you have control of everything. Use those 15, 30, 60 minutes if you can. I've managed to schedule to bookend an hour at the beginning and the end of my days for me. Whatever time frame that is for you, that is for you. Be selfish with that time. That is for you to do what you need to do to relax at the end of the day, and to get yourself going in a peak state at the beginning of the day. Different things you can do there. Drink some tea, use that to relax, take the hot shower, do the foot bath, use that for the meditation, for the breath work, whatever the fuck it is, I don't care. Bookend your nights, get a routine going, take control of the beginning and the end, and you'll have complete control of the middle, and a respond state, not a react state. Very powerful. Number 10 is breath. That's something I did before this video, and something I actually need to do right now, because sometimes I talk too much and I get out of breath, and it makes me feel rushed. There's 2 breathing exercises that I like. The first one is box breathing. I do that before bed, usually, especially if I feel like my brain is kind of still going at high speed when I'm trying to, fall asleep. Box breathing is breathing in, holding, breathing out, holding for the same duration of time. You could do 5 seconds. If you can't do that, start with 3 and work your way up. I have made my way up to 7 seconds. Breathe in for 7 seconds, slowly. Hold it for 7 seconds. Breathe out slowly for 7 seconds. Hold it for 7 seconds. Do that 3, 4, 5 times, and you will literally feel yourself relax. It's crazy. Another one is taking 6 deep breaths. I can't remember the study, but if I can find it, I'll reference it in the description. And I believe it was China or Japan. They did a study, and the magic number for deep breaths was 6 deep breaths down to the belly. Do that 6 times and you literally feel yourself calm and relax, especially when your brain is just going and your mind is going. I did that before this video. It honestly helps a lot. So box breathing and 6 deep breaths. Use one or the other. Number 11, extreme temperature therapy. What does that mean? That means cold showers. That's probably one of the most popular ones. Wim Hof is popular for, talking about that. And extreme heat therapy, such as going into a sauna. So I don't do the sauna too much in the heat therapy because I just don't have access to it. The gym I go to doesn't have one. I don't want to go pay for one. And if I did, I wouldn't want to spend the money every few days to go do it. It's just not super convenient for me right now. If you have access to it, take advantage of that. But a practical way to do this is cold therapy, which is taking cold showers. If you can't take a completely cold shower, just start at the end with 10 seconds, work your way up. We can talk about the mitochondrial adaptation benefits. It makes your body more resilient to stress because your body literally thinks it's going to die when you are exposing it to cold like that. But my biggest benefit for cold therapy and cold showers is the credibility I build with myself when I do it. Because the reason you're freaked out to take cold showers is because your body literally thinks it's going to die. It is cold as fuck and it hurts. But when you can say, nope, I'm in control, motherfucker. I'm gonna do this. Stand here, breathe, take that shit, man up or woman up, whatever it is, and you actually do it. That builds credibility. It's a mental discipline challenge, and that's what I love about cold showers. I challenge you to take cold showers. The next 30 showers you take, make them cold at the end for at least 30 seconds. Watch your life change with that. Number 12, self-therapy or self-expression. This could be prayer, which could be God therapy if you want to call it that. This could be journaling. This could be taking out the voice memos app on your phone. Very powerful. Take out the voice memos app on your phone, hit record, and let it all out. Talk about all the thoughts going in your mind. Talk about what's running through there. Talk about what you're holding back. Talk about what you're too scared to share. Talk about what you don't want to let out with anyone else. Record it and delete it. Or write it down on paper and then throw the paper away if you want. Some form of self-expression to let your thoughts out. Let it out, whatever's in here. It's cooped up. So many thoughts, especially with phones nowadays, not being in airplane mode. We're getting bombarded with notifications. Overstimulus. Our sensory receptors are just going fucking blasting off this day and age. They're overstimulated. Let all that shit out, okay? The voice memos app, that's a really good one. Do that. Record that. Let it all out. And then just delete it. Get it over with. Let it go from your life. Or write it down and then throw the paper away. I like to do that a lot too. Number 13, give some hugs. Give someone a hug. Seriously, a stranger, a family member, someone you don't hug. Do you hug your dad? Do you hug your mom? When's the last time you hugged your kid? Give a hug. Make it a long, meaningful one. Studies have shown that a 10-second hug releases oxytocin. The release of oxytocin produces nitric oxide. Nitric oxide produces what's called endothelium-derived relaxing factor, which is literally a vasodilator for your heart. It literally opens up and relaxes the heart. Literally. That's what a hug does. You give love, you get love in that way. Very powerful. Number 14. This is physical. Excuse me if I keep licking my lips. I need chapstick and I don't have any. A tennis ball, a golf ball, a lacrosse ball. What I love to do is get a golf ball, lay it on the floor, put your foot on it and roll it around. Put some pressure on it. Ooh, that feels so good. Get the tennis ball, put it on your chest right here and rub it against the wall. Dig into your psoas. Use a ball to get the muscles flowing, to get blood flow, to release some knots. That's super cheap. You don't need a foam roller. You don't need a $500 Theragun. You just need some kind of sports ball. Rub, lay, roll all up on that and you will feel amazing. Number 15, don't worry about what you can't control. Very fucking powerful. It's not just upgrading the body, but it's upgrading the mind, the mindset, not just cognitively and neurotransmitters and all that. Yes, but your mindset and upgrading spiritually, your spiritual and emotional well-being. That's what this channel is about. That's why you're watching this, because you want to upgrade, you want to feel better, you want to perform better, you want to use things that you want to know about things that you can use and apply in your life to feel your absolute best so you can perform your absolute best. And number 15 is very key. Don't worry about what you can't control. If you can't control it, why the hell are you thinking about it? Why the hell are you wasting your precious energy on it? Your capacity. Why would you drain it on something that you can't control? And if you think about it, if you sit down and write it down, most of the things you're worrying about are probably things that you can't control. Stop that shit. It's not good for you. It's not good for me either. I do it. We all tend to do it. It's natural. It's a reactive state. But being aware and conscious of it and doing your best, which is the next one. Number 16. Do your best with what you have where you are at. Wherever you're at, whatever resources you have, whoever you are at this exact moment in time, just do your best. That's all we can do. Stop worrying, again, about what you can't control. Stop worrying about someone else's best. Stop comparing yourself to others. As long as you can truly answer this question, the question is, are you doing your best with what you have, where you're at? Are you maximizing your resources and the time that you have? If you are, great. Absolutely fantastic. You have nothing to worry about. That's all that we can do. Just do your best with what you have, with what you're at, and don't give a fuck about anything else, because that's just a waste of energy, okay? Number 17, A.B.C, always be closing. Just kidding. Always be curious. Don't stop embracing new perspectives. Don't stop learning new things. Don't stop being curious, because the more curious we are, the more questions we ask, the more answers we get. Therefore, what can lead from that is more practical things that we can apply in our life to make a difference in our life or in those around us. Very powerful. Always be curious. And number 18, sharing, helping, contributing. I read a quote in a book this morning that I wrote down for this video. We increase our happiness by sharing our happiness. If you want to be happier, share some happiness, make someone feel good, share something, give something, help someone. Here's the thing. Help someone, give something, do something with no expectations in return, for something in return. Help someone, a stranger, a family member, and don't expect anything to come back. Do it just for the sake of making that person feel good, for the sake of giving. It's actually selfish. I love giving and I love sharing and love doing this because yes, it's making a difference, but it also makes me feel good. It's actually pretty selfish, but I expect nothing in return other than a like on this video if you're enjoying it. How was that though? That was good, right? Seriously though, share, help, give, contribute in some way, shape, or form, because you have something. I don't care who you are. You have something that someone needs, that someone wants, that someone can really use. And by giving that, you're going to increase your level of happiness. You're going to increase your level of contribution in this world. You just made this world a better place. You're going to feel better with that. So a lot of these things were maybe stoic. Some of these things were physical. I just told men to not bust nuts, to literally hold your nut in. It's going to change your life, guys. That seriously has really helped me a lot. I told you to move and exercise and get some sunlight. Mind, body, spirit, they all three, it's a trifecta, right?
The smoke converges, creating a trifecta.
They all three align with each other. And when we upgrade one, that gives us the potential to upgrade the other two. So I hope that this video was well received. Here's 18 free biohacks to upgrade your life. All of these cost no money, but just remember, they do cost your time and they do cost your effort daily. Without doing them daily, they will not bring results. Pay attention to how you feel. Be aware with these experiments. And for anything that I said, it's not medical advice, and it's not meant to be a substitute for medical advice, just a disclaimer. But I hope that you found some value in this video. If you did appreciate it, I would enjoy, but I don't expect a thumbs up on the video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. Sorry for the shitty lighting. Sorry for how this video is set up, but I just needed to get it done. It's my daughter's birthday, and I really wanted to bring you guys some content for the day, so I needed to do it in my car. If you need anything, leave me a comment down below. Remember, give me your top 1 or 2 topics that I discussed in this video. Leave them down below, and that way I'll pull through them, and whichever ones are most requested, I'll do further in-depth, independent videos on those topics. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. It's time to go celebrate my daughter's 7th birthday, and I will see you guys next week. I love you. Take care. Have a good one.